Just sitting on your can, huh?
Hey, moments passed.
Thanks, Zoom.
Thanks for nothing, Zoom. I've got sparkling polar. Blood orange lemonade that's actually water. So I don't know why they're calling it lemonade. I also don't know why that matters. We don't talk about what we're drinking anymore. Welcome to Sickburn Jane. I'm Allison.
I'm Julie.
Oh, I didn't do the whole thing. Hold on. Welcome to Sickburn Jane, a Podlander Drunkcast podcast. I'm Allison.
I'm Julie.
That's Janine.
Hey.
That was the shortest bit. That's not a bit we've ever had. We are joined this week by my good friend, one of my favorite podcast guests on any podcast I'm on and any podcast that she's on. And she is on like 97 podcasts. Critic, expert, general funny person, LaToya Ferguson. LaToya, thank you for being here.
Hello, thanks for having me, guys.
I've been sporadically texting LaToya, I would say like once every 6 months, to be like, hey, do you have any interest in X thing that we're talking about? She'd be like, no, I don't fuck with Outlander. I'd be like, okay, do you have any feelings about the miniseries of Parton? Nah, I'm really a 2005 girl. I was like, okay, great. So finally, at long last, a good topic for LaToya to be on here. LaToya, before we do anything else, will you just list your podcasts, your little, like your network of podcasts?
I mean, I got a couple of vampire rewatch podcasts going. The Empire Diaries, which is, we are eventually going to start dropping season 5 Vampire Diaries and season 1 originals episodes soon. And then Angel on Top, which I just started co-hosting this year. And we are finishing up season 3 of Angel, so...
Very exciting. If you like vampires and or David Boreanaz, it's a great... And who doesn't?
David Boreanaz.
Doesn't like vampires?
David Boreanaz, I don't know.
Oh. God damn it. Am I pronouncing his name wrong?
Yeah.
For literal years I've been saying his name wrong?
Yeah.
Great.
Wow. Well, this
You
has
know
already
what?
this has already been an educational experience.
You just
for
fucking
us.
learned something, dude.
Yeah. No, that's just going to sit with me. I'm replaying all of the times I've said that incorrectly, probably into a microphone. That's
But
great.
now, from this moment on, moving forward, you don't have to anymore.
Whatever. I end up just calling him Booth anyway, so it's fine.
Because Bones is the girl, never forget.
Never forget. Never. Would never. That's because him saying, now I'm never going to say his name again for as long as I live, Bones, is like, lives in my brain. Come on, Bones. Like, lives in my brain rent-free. That's the real question. When is your Bones podcast going to start?
It might happen, and I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'll probably do it.
So, we are talking today. It's our second to last Keirafest episode, our last, like, proper non-wrapping things up Keirafest episode. And it happens to be on a topic that I was going to pitch to LaToya until she pitched it to me, which was Keira Knightley, period drama queen. And I think initially I said, why does everyone hate Keira Knightley? She looks so good in pretty dresses, which she does. But LaToya was like, how about Keira Knightley, period drama queen, period Knightley.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say that. I said that. And just so we're clear, that terrible joke was mine and not LaToya's. So we were sort of on the same page. And what I want to know, first and foremost, LaToya, why is it that this was the topic you wanted to talk about? What is it about Keira Knightley, period drama queen, that speaks to you?
What is it about it that doesn't speak to me? I'm not like a period piece kind of person, but if Keira Knightley's in it, I'm gonna give it a look because she always does the assignment. She knows what she's doing. She belongs in this realm. And people who complain about that, like, why do you want her in another Love Actually? No. Give me... No one wants that. No one wants this child stuck between two full-grown adults. We need to talk more about that. She was a child still in that movie.
Yeah, was she like 17?
Yeah.
Ew!
She was... I know.
Wow.
The wild thing is she was like 2 years older than the
2 or 4 years older than the little kid in the movie.
than
Yeah.
the boy. Than drummer boy. Than the little drummer boy.
Let's add one more reason to the very long list of why I detest that movie.
that movie is so problematic.
I love that movie, and
God.
for two reasons. And there are two things I love about that movie because I don't love that movie. There are two things I love about that movie. 3 if you count the fact that it includes All I Want for Christmas Is You and Immortal Bop. I will never be mad about listening to that song. So 2.5. But the two are: 1, Emma Thompson. Just like Emma Thompson, end of sentence.
Yeah.
Just like, she's very good. She's the best. 2, you might think it might be Hugh Grant dancing throughout Downing Street. It's not. Number 2 is that the hat that Keira Knightley wears in Love Actually was just there because she had a zit on her forehead.
Because she's a child.
Because she was a child. She was a child, and she had a zit on her forehead, so she wore that hat. And everyone's like, "Ooh, that hat! That is a dumb hat." Yes, it's a dumb hat. First of all, it's a time capsule hat. A lot of people had that hat. Second, she had a zit on her forehead, so she wore a hat, and it became like her hat that she wore.
That brings her closer to me.
Yeah, very relatable. What is it, LaToya, what is it about Keira that makes her fit into this world as you speak? Because I agree, she knows how to wear a corset. She knows how to wear like a cardigan. It doesn't matter what time period it is, as long as it's not this time period. She like nails it. And she's also good in movies that are set in this time period. But really, like, you put her in like a Joan Harris tweed, she looks great. And you put her in a corset and bloomers, and she looks great. And you put her in whatever the hell they had her wearing in that King Arthur movie, and she looks great. And she sells it, and you believe it. Like, she's got it. What do you have any thoughts on why that is?
I just on physically, she's like already a striking beauty as it is, and I think she's even more striking in the old timey era. Basically, she sticks out even more, but like not in a bad way where you're like, well, this is anachronistic. It's just like it seems like she belongs here. I think she's also just extremely talented, and she never gets her flowers. And 2012, Anna Karenina, that was like my movie for like Oscar season. I was rooting for that completely.
Let's start by talking about Anna Karenina, because Julie and Janine and I went down our individual, and actually I don't know how much Janine did, but Julie and I went down our individual Keira Knightley period drama queens rabbit holes over the last couple weeks. So I've watched Keira in a lot of different eras, wearing a lot of different cool things and being very good at her job. I did not get to Anna Karenina, but Julie did. So let's talk about Anna Karenina. Let's talk about one of the several chapters in the Joe Knight Keira Knightley partnership. Joe Wright, Keira Knightley cannot talk today. Partnership.
Mine will be shortest.
Great.
So I'll start. I didn't know that they had done an Anna Karenina, so I was psyched to check it out. And I watched about the first 3/4 of it, and it's very good. And I loved the kind of like super mega theatricality of it. The costumes are incredible. The settings are so lush. But I got to a point after she was pregnant with that asshole's kid, and it was very clear that he didn't want to fuck her anymore, where I was like, I know how this book ends. I'm done. And I stopped because I knew it was going to bum me out really hard.
Fair.
But what I did watch was very cool, and Keira is so good. She is just a very good actor. That's all.
She really is. She's in the Anne Hathaway, Jennifer Lawrence, and zillion other people school of why does everybody hate them for no reason? I don't understand it. Oh wait, it's because they're women. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I love Keira. Why did that movie speak to you so much, LaToya?
It really is just a whole vibe. It's so stylistic, but I watched it numerous times, and I'm just really impressed with Joe Wright's his direction, which I agree here in Pride and Prejudice, but it's like obviously it's not as sleek. Anna Karenina has been remade into a movie or, miniseries like a million times. So it takes a lot to, actually make it stick out. And this movie it sticks out on every end. I think the casting is great. Aaron Taylor Johnson is great. Keira Knightley, of course, great. The set design and the costume design, because I think that's what it got nominated for the Oscar for the costume design. I think that was the only thing. It's the first time I saw it, I was like blown away.
Do you, question for the panel, are there movies that are your LaToya's Anna Karenina where you're like, I can't believe that didn't get more Oscar nominations? Because that's my whole existence is made up of that kind of resentment. But is there a movie where you're like, that movie was robbed?
Well, I might be on like a negative track on this one, but I remember the one year, it wasn't a specific movie where I was like, oh, they got robbed. It was more that Dunkirk won so much, I was confused.
Oh, not a Dunkirk fan, huh?
Best Picture, I was like, meh, 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 meh. It's a beautiful film. Technically, there's so many things to say about it. It is very good. But as far as like, I like to attribute some degree of entertainment associated with the film
What?
as a part of it being nominated for Best Picture, and Dunkirk was a bit of a slog. Great film making, but not the most entertaining film in the world, which I didn't like. I got a lot of shit for that from some people. I actually lost a filmmaker friend. He was so mad at me for having that opinion. I was like, oh my God, I touched a nerve.
Such extreme feelings about Christopher Nolan. I just don't. Okay,
I mean,
all right. I mean, you don't see me getting mad when people trash talk Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. Come on.
Like, I love Interstellar, Christopher Nolan. I got no come on, I'm cool with it. Dunkirk, not so much. Not my thing.
What about you, Julie? Is there anything you're still mad years later didn't get
The
more
only
Oscars?
the only thing that I've ever cared about at the Oscars, because I realized pretty early on that they're bullshit, was that when Helen Hunt or I can't remember if it was Helen Hunt or Julia Roberts won instead of Judi Dench, I was like, no, one instead of what's her name in Requiem for a Dream? Ellen
Burstyn.
Ellen Burstyn. When Ellen Burstyn didn't win the Best Actress,
It is Ellen Burstyn. Right?
it is, right? When she didn't
Yes.
win the award for that movie, I was like, this is trash. And so I just kind of quit watching.
My go-to at this moment in time, at least, is the Florida Project, which I am obsessed with, which didn't win jack shit and was my favorite movie of that year and maybe of the decade. Also Portrait of a Lady on Fire, but that's France's fault. That is not the Oscars' fault. France didn't make that. It's Oscar movie, and everybody can eat shit. The movie is exquisite. Okay, so Anna Karenina, one era, very theatrical, big sleeves. We've also got Matthew McFadden, like, living the dream. What about Atonement? LaToya, how do you feel about Atonement? If you've seen it.
I haven't watched in a while because I own this Atonement and Pride and Prejudice. I own them both on DVD. It's in my DVD case. But I mean, what most people have to say about it is just like fuck Saoirse Ronan, you know?
Yeah, yikes. Julie and I had a lengthy text conversation last night about what happened to, obviously not Saoirse, who seems very well adjusted for a person who got famous.
Bryony. I was like, what the fuck happened to Bryony? Who broke
That is
this child?
A lot of damage.
She is fucked up. What is her issue? There's this huge, we had like a 30-minute text conversation about it, but I think it all comes down to the fact that she just wanted to get absolutely railed by, what's his name? By Josh McFadden. What's his name?
James McAvoy?
McAvoy.
How'd you get to Josh McFadden?
Because I was thinking
Matthew McFadden.
Thank you.
And then I don't know where the Josh came from.
Somewhere up here. Oh, no, it came from here. It came from my vape pen.
Vegas, baby.
Yeah. But what is wrong with that kid?
Yikes. I really love thinking about these three movies in conversation with each other because they're so different and the roles she plays are so different. But it feels like, I don't know, you can tell that is a very fruitful artistic partnership, which is just, that's my shit. I really love that. And man, she and Saoirse are both so good. And then Vanessa Redgrave just, like the Kool-Aid Man, like right into the movie at the very last second to just like mic drop. Incredible. Well, tell us about Pride and Prejudice, LaToya. We have talked about this PP a lot, but I want to know your thought because you said this one you're not down with the Colin Firth one. You're not about Colin Firth and Jennifer Ely.
In general, I don't really love Pride and Prejudice. I like Darcy can get bent, honestly. Usually, I really love Matthew McFadden's Darcy to the point where I'm like, okay, I understand this prick for once. And I think he and Keira have great chemistry. And again, Joe Wright's directing, like, the movement of it all is just, it's so good. And the Bennett sisters, it's like a good version of the children from Evil. Like, that's what their vibe is.
Okay. Julie, have I convinced you to watch Evil yet?
No, but you've tried.
You just gotta trust me. That's a really great comparison I hadn't thought of. Now I just want Evil. I want one episode of Evil where, with no explanation, you take those adorable blonde girls and you replace them with the adult cast of Pride and Prejudice. And they're all just Kitty and Mary and Lydia. Do you have a favorite amongst them, amongst the sisters who are not Keira, at least?
I mean, it's gotta be Jane, just Rosamund Pike, because she was like killing it for so long in movies like this and in Education, and even was it It's Die Another Day, right? That's the James Bond one she's in. Yeah, she was killing it for so long, and before they finally let her be a star, which is crazy because she is a blonde woman.
A beautiful blonde, a beautiful, majestic, tall blonde woman. And then now they just make her do weird shit all the time, which I'm fine with. She has good, chaotic, weird energy, but it's like everybody saw Gone Girl, and then they forgot that she was also Jane Bennett, and she was Jane Bennett first, man. She should be allowed to do whatever movie she wants. Don't make her just be weird. How do you feel about Kitty and Mary and Lydia? Are like Jenna Malone and Carey Mulligan and whoever the hell plays Mary?
Tallulah Riley, Elon Musk's
you.
ex,
No
twice
way.
divorced.
What?
What?
Yeah,
What?
Twice?
they got married and divorced, and then they got married again and divorced again.
This is great information. Elon Musk married Mary.
That tracks.
It seems
makes
so
sense.
perfect.
You know
That
what?
makes sense.
Elon Musk is a total Mary. It's just that because he's a dude, it presents itself very differently. But the same amount of insufferable, won't shut up talking about things that interest no one. And you know what? If Mary went to space, I would also probably hope that she didn't come back.
But no, I love Mary because she's a little weirdo, as opposed to Elon Musk, who just sucks.
Yeah, Elon Musk does suck. But maybe if Elon Musk was maybe it'd be more into Tesla if it was run by Mary Bennett. Like, I would still be like, you are very off-putting, but I'd be more into the concept.
It'd be
I don't
very
know.
fun to watch her try to go to space, because
Yes, absolutely.
again, she's a little weirdo, and it's great.
She's a huge weirdo. I feel this Mary I really respond to, because I am the person who cries at the party. That's me. I'm like, I hate balls, and then I just start crying. That's definitely me. I love an Irish goodbye. I cannot help making it weird. I'm that person.
I can't believe
Now
she's
I
been
just have to
married
know.
to Elon Musk.
Twice.
Who does that?
Well, Mary.
As Sheryl Crow said, he is her favorite mistake.
Damn.
Clearly.
And we know that because she did it twice. Ugh.
Ew.
Do y'all relate to any of this version of the Bennett sisters, because they're very distinctive? This version of the Bennett sisters in particular?
I mean,
I
I
promise
guess
we'll get back to Keira.
I guess I relate to Mary is what I've come to.
Do you also cry at parties, LaToya?
Sometimes.
I knew there was a reason that we're buds. Okay. So let's talk about, I don't know, pirates. Let's talk about pirates, because you know what that is? That's a period movie.
Yes, it
Let's
is.
talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which
She carried that franchise on her back.
She
did.
She did.
Yes, she
She
did.
did.
And Neil and I
She
were
did.
talking about it after we watched Atonement last night, and I don't even know if I've seen all of them, frankly. I know I've seen the first one and either the second one or third one. I can't remember. But I said, is she in all of them? Neil said, I think so. I said, well, at least in the first one, she was the best actor in it. And that's
Yeah.
standing next to Johnny Depp. Like, she's the best thing. She gives me almost the same energy as Rachel Weisz in The Mummy.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
she's just better than everybody surrounding her except for maybe one person, because Brendan Fraser is so good. But, like,
I think there might be one Pirates movie she's not in, kind of like Rachel Weisz in The Mummy 3.
yeah, it's just like, I need a break. Like,
Where they made Maria Bello be a brunette and have a British accent, which, why don't you hire another British person?
Yeah.
Why would you hire, I like Maria Bello, but why would you hire Maria Bello to play a Rachel Weisz type?
it's weird.
Hire Maria Bello to play a Maria Bello type.
Yeah.
Go full Indiana Jones. Just a new love interest with a whole new vibe. Doesn't need to be the same. Change it up.
They just wanted that money. They thought that that's what people wanted.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I like Maria Bello.
But yes,
History of
Keira
Violence, that's a
is
good movie.
Keira is the best thing about Pirates. No question. She's so
How
good.
old was she in the first one?
I mean, that was 2007. 2006, pardon me. No, wait. No. 2003. Wait a fucking Christ.
She was still a child, I believe.
Yeah. Is it a Love
Jesus,
Actually type
how
situation
far-
like 17?
How far back does this go? What is the first one?
Curse of the Black Crystal.
2003.
Yep, she was still 17.
Woo!
No, she 2003? She was
Yeah.
born in 1985. So that wouldn't be 17.
1985.
85, hon.
Yeah.
She would be 18.
Oh, you're right.
Or
And that's
maybe
also the
not
year it was
yet 18.
released.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
she filmed, and also, yeah, 'cause Love Actually and Pirates are both 2003. So, yep, she was 17 for
Yeah.
both those.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. Wow.
fucking crazy. I never would
Yeah.
have guessed she was that young.
Wow.
She's so good in
She's
those
very
movies. And they're so stupid. And the only reason they work at all is because she's so good. Because everybody, I mean, Orlando Bloom, bless him.
She makes him just look like a piece of wood.
He's great. A piece of wood. Yeah. He's yeah, Keira Knightley's very good at her job. Or Orlando Bloom, piece of wood. We're back. Orlando Bloom's piece of wood. He's a good Legolas, but yeah, she wipes the floor with him.
She
in
just
those
makes him
movies.
ineffectual.
And you know what? She also, Jeffrey Rush is, bless him, he's doing high drag, but Keira, she's still
Better.
She's still the MVP.
Yeah, she's better.
Let's talk about. Let me go back to our
This isn't period, but I just remembered she was in Seeking a Friend for the End of the World with
that's
Steve
not
Carell.
period.
But it's such a good movie.
That's an age gap. Let's see. So, the whole. I don't think that's a period drama. Bend It Like Beckham, obviously not period. Has anybody seen her in Dr. Zhivago?
No, but I saw it and I was like, I probably would watch that. Neil and I made a promise that we would watch the Omar Sharif, the original film, sometime this year. So maybe Keira sneaks in ahead of Omar.
Woohoo! What about King Arthur? Who's seen that King Arthur?
I have.
Say more.
I just remember. I remember how ridiculous that entire film was. It was so action packed, and Keira Knightley is very good in it. She's awesome. That was at a time where I just was like, Keira Knightley, here's my crush.
Did she play Guinevere?
She played
course.
Guinevere, who was like a warrior princess.
Yeah,
in
like
this particular
Warrior
one.
Guinevere. I remember the poster very vividly because she's got a bow and arrow, and she's got like steely expression on her face. She's like, "I'm Guinevere, but like a tough Guinevere."
Well,
You
and then
really
that-
got
Cannot
energy.
talk today, Allison.
I really can't. I really can't.
That poster got a lot of flack, and like she criticized it too because they gave her cleavage, and she was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like she's like,
Once
"Where's
again,
that fucking?
gotta
where's
sell
that
those
cleavage coming
tickets.
from?"
Gotta sell those
Jesus.
tickets.
So I remember that film. It was ridiculous, and I enjoyed every moment of it. Because I think when was that produced?
See, that's from 2004, so she was 18.
She's still a tiny child.
Yep, still a tiny channel.
I'm loving this discovery of how young she was. It's like a Haley Mills
Yep.
situation. What, she was
Gosh,
8?
yeah.
She's younger than me. She's younger than me.
Like in real life now?
Yeah.
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 Well, we're 80. Yeah, Allison and I are 84.
Yeah, she's 8 years younger than me, so that's a significant difference.
Yikes. All right.
Wow, I'm thinking of how young she was in Star Wars now. In episode
yeah.
1.
99. Good God.
Teeny tiny
Was that
baby.
98.
99.
Yeah,
Okay, then we've got Pride and Prejudice, which we've already talked about. More Pirates movies. Atonement, we've discussed. God, she's so fucking good in that movie.
Also, I would feel remiss if I did not mention that green dress is incredible.
That's iconic.
It was
Yeah.
it was gorgeous. Like when it showed up, I was like, yeah, I understand why everybody always talks about this thing. Also, there is a pure Joe Wright hand flex in Atonement. There's another exact close up on his hand, except this time, according to Sarah Mars, it's a real flex because he makes a fist and squeezes it.
That wasn't Sarah Mars. That was a Twitter person who's a physical therapist.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sarah was just there as we discussed the hand flex.
You're right.
It was a physical therapist who made that.
Flexion and I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
Contraction.
All right. Continuing the troll through Kira's IMDb.
Silk.
Is Silk a period movie?
Let's look.
Let's find out.
Isn't Domino a period movie?
Is it? I was like, oh, that's the one where she's an assassin. Is it in a specific
I
time
feel like
period?
it's supposed to take place in the 80s.
Ooh,
I'm gonna watch that
okay.
tonight.
Domino?
I'm not
Silk?
quite sure, but I think Domino's
You
supposed
have to
Disney.
have seen that one, LaToya. That seems like an extremely LaToya movie.
It does, but I was just like, should I see Domino or should I just not see Domino and have people think I've seen Domino?
Ooh,
There's
well,
power in that mystique. Absolutely.
I
the
do
brand
have
is strong.
I have strong Domino energy. Especially
too.
after seeing Kate Beckinsale's Jolt, a great movie. A
I gotta watch
great
that.
movie. At the, literally in like the final scene, me and my mom started chanting sequel, sequel, sequel.
Well, now I have to see Jolt, which was already on my radar specifically because of you. One of my favorite things, dear listener, is if you follow LaToya on Twitter, which you should, La Fergs, right?
Correct.
La Fergs. The Fergs in French. She every once in a while she's really on the bandwagon for something, and then she tweets about that thing a lot until you just know that you have to watch it. It's very effective. Previous examples of this, granted I already was watching some of these, but Stumptown, Get Stumped. That's a big one. Lucifer. LaToya worked on me for years to watch Lucifer. I'm glad I did.
Don't you have a watch party for that now? Don't you have people come over for that one, or used to?
We
But
we did that on Streaming in Place,
Okay.
which
But
is
Allison,
now retired.
Allison evangelizes for that show now. So LaToya, you started something.
Yeah.
Well done.
LaToya, she's
Wow.
been that show through its ups, its downs, its other ups, its mostly ups, all of its Tom Welling season.
The downs are the Tom Welling season, is what she is saying.
For the 9 people who listened to Streaming in Place and also listen to this podcast, I will say that LaToya was also with Lucifer for when Tom Welling sang "Dust in the Wind," which is the apex of Lucifer and the only good Tom Welling moment. INHO. He sadly sings "Dust in the Wind" in his police office because he's the police boss.
Oh yes, as we know, having a police boss is very important to the characters of Lucifer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a police boss. Everybody needs a police boss. Anyway,
So if we came back to Silk,
so
is a period piece, and it's about 19th century France traveling to go to Japan to get silkworms.
Of
and
course.
I'm looking at this this tagline on the poster. It says, "Come back, or I'll shall come back, comma, or I shall die."
What?
oh my.
Well,
Oh.
Atonement. Same.
Yeah.
I
awesome.
mean, spoilers. There.
I mean, the
little-
poster for Silk is insane.
There's a lot. It's romance, sexy,
Colonialism.
colonialism. as well.
Colonialism, so sexy.
Yeah.
There's also The Edge of Love, which I have not seen. Has anyone seen that one?
I haven't seen edging in a while.
Shut it.
The Edge of Love stars Keira Knightley and Sienna Miller,
Okay.
Go on.
and Matthew Rhys. And Matthew Rhys plays Dylan Thomas.
Oh,
and I
no.
don't know how it is that I have never seen this movie.
I don't know.
Especially because the poster is Keira Knightley with, very obviously she has evening gloves on and she's holding an old-timey microphone. Like she's crooning into it. So
yeah.
clearly I have to see it.
I need
Also,
to read the log line, which is: 2 feisty, free-spirited women are connected by the brilliant, charismatic poet who loves them both. Do they have a thruple?
It sounds like
thruple.
Thruple.
Oh my God, the stills,
Jolt sequel.
the photos on IMDb for this film look awesome. Oh, this looks so
I
pretty.
think I'm going to have to see. I'm also a Sienna Miller defender, so I think I might have to see this one.
There's one on her IMDb list that I was digging into a little bit yesterday. I think it's an adaptation of a play about Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, and she's like the hysteric test subject or whatever that they like met over.
Is it A Dangerous Method?
That's the one. I think that's actually adapted from a play. And
By
that,
the way, did you
that's a
did you
period
know
piece.
that Tom Stoppard wrote the screenplay for Anna Karenina?
Yes.
ooh, no.
Yeah,
Cool.
cool, right? Yeah,
Makes
Kira with
sense,
Viggo
'cause it's all-
Mortensen and Michael Fassbender, directed by David Cronenberg.
What?
Wow.
The Sigmund Freud one?
Yeah, and it was adapted from a book. Most Dangerous Method. Yeah. David Cronenberg movie. Huh. Learning new things. We can't skip Never Let Me Go, which is a good movie. Has anyone else seen that one?
Is it
Yeah,
period?
it's been a while.
Been a while.
Been a while.
It's good. That one is like it's period movie, but also sci-fi movie. It's complicated.
With Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
And Carey Mulligan.
And Carrie
Comes back.
Also, we skipped The Duchess, which hold on.
Neil and I watched
Visually.
The Duchess like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That movie is crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
She's very, very good in it, but it's
about
out of left field.
Georgiana, Duchess of Devonshire, a real historical figure, who was like a famous fashion plate and public persona, and she did all kinds of really cool, rule-breaking-y shit, and then essentially wound up in a throuple.
Another throuple.
Thruple.
And that one of the other points of the throuple triangle is Hayley Atwell, so come on.
I'm looking at the photos from the movie, and she wears some hats, some inventive hairstyles. You gotta love it.
Mm-hmm. And those, if you look, I was hanging out with friends of the show, Scotty and Amelia, on Friday, and we were watching Treasure Houses of Great Britain.
Oh, Lord.
And we were watching the one about Chatsworth, which is the Duke of Devonshire, whatever it's that, linked to that family. And they have portraits of the Duchess of Devonshire there, and you could be like, oh, that's that costume. Oh, that's that costume. Oh, that wig. I just thought that was creative costuming. No, that's actually, she wore a wig that looked like that, which it's like a giant cloud of hair with like a hat, like peeking out of it. It's extremely cool. The costuming in that movie is great.
Mm-hmm.
We did The Duchess. We did Never Let Me Go.
I never would have thought, just based on my general knowledge of Keira Knightley, that she had been in this many period movies. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Colette, that's really good. That's 2018. The Imitation Game. Which
She was
did
very
not
good
see
in
because I got very mad about apparently the de-queering of Alan Turing.
Yeah, I've seen Colette because I wanted to see lesbian Keira Knightley in a period piece.
And how did it go?
Good job.
It delivers. Oh, that movie delivers. That one is good. That is worth your time.
Aaron's making a mental note.
Yes. Yes.
Now my stupid IMDb is going so slow. Are we missing? Oh, there's this is a relatively recent one because I saw it at a screening, so it was
the
Misbehavior.
Yes, Misbehavior, which is
that's from last year.
Yeah, Keira Knightley and oh no, it isn't Misbehavior. No, but I have to see this one because Gugu's
because that's
in
Gugu.
it. I haven't seen this one. Oh, and
who's
Jessie
Gugu?
Buckley.
Gugu and Botha Ra.
What have they been in?
Beyond the Lights.
Zillion things. You would recognize
Okay.
her.
Belle.
San Junipero. Did you see San Junipero?
That's okay. I can do my research.
Fast Color, The Morning Show.
Yeah, that was in the morning show.
The first season of The Morning Show. She's in Loki.
Oh, she is. Yeah, Loki.
Yeah, she's in Loki. Yeah.
She's very, very good. And
what's the name of that movie?
Misbehavior.
Misbehavior.
However, that's not the one that I was. You can understand my confusion because the other one, it's like the movie I'm thinking of is cheating in Germany.
Is it
The Aftermath?
The Aftermath. See?
Misbehavior, the aftermath.
Atonement. Like it's all like secrets and collateral beauty. Jack Ryan shadow recruit.
The
Collateral Beauty? Is that a...
Yeah.
Oh,
the
it
Will
is.
Smith movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is? Crap.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That mess of a movie. I love that the present day movies she does are just like, you're in Jack Reacher? What the hell, Keira Knightley?
She just does what she wants
You get
because she can.
CTC. I also apparently the Nutcracker and the Four Realms, which I didn't realize. She's in that.
She's a sugar plum.
She's which I assume is the Sugar Plum Fairy.
The fairy.
But it's edgier. So.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a Guinevere take.
Sugar Plum. No.
Morgan Freeman has an eye patch. That's how you know it's edgy.
Okay.
Matthew McFadden is also in that movie.
God bless.
They just hang out a lot.
They do hang out a lot. I hope they're buds.
Me too.
Keira Knightley should be on Succession.
Oh my God, Keira Knightley on Succession. Keira Knightley on Succession.
Great chant. Great.
Please, please.
Here, I'll tweet it, and then maybe it will happen.
Please, LaToya, please tweet that. If you just tweet about it and then just include "get stumped" with no other context, maybe it'll happen. Maybe we can convince Jesse Alexander to put Jesse Armstrong. God damn it, my brain is asleep today. On Succession, and maybe Tom can have an affair with Keira Knightley. That would rule.
He would cry through the whole thing.
And they'll be in Central Park, and he'll be all the way at the end of some, I don't know, vast expanse of Central Park, and Joe Wright will come in to guest direct the episode, and he'll stand behind the camera and wave a giant red flag, and then Matthew McFadden will walk towards it and sort of veer to the left.
We should really be doing more fanfic. I think we do really well.
Apparently.
We should do more of that. Good grief.
So Keira, she's done a lot of movies where she has to wear clothing of another era. I was sort of joking when I said Keira Knightley is good as wearing clothes. But seriously, there are people who are just really good at wearing clothes. I'm not joking about that. Cate Blanchett is one of them, right? Where, like, you put people in a costume and suddenly it sort of comes to life in a new way because they know how to use it as a part of their physical vocabulary.
Natalie Portman,
Keira Knightley, yes, totally. And Keira Knightley is a world-class dress wearer. Like, she's really, really good at... And the Atonement is maybe the best example of that because the way that dress moves... It's like, it's like she's naked. You know what I mean? It's like she's supposed to. It's as though it's just she's so good at wearing clothes, and it's true in Pride and Prejudice as well. She's just really great at making the costuming sing in a way that really enhances the movie and her performance.
I have a question about the green dress for everyone.
Yeah.
When he pushes her up against the books, as we all fondly remember.
Yes.
There's a slit where her leg comes out. Do we ever see that slit as she's walking around, or is it like in some way like camouflaged into the dress somehow? Do you know what I'm saying? Because when she's walking around in that gown, you're not seeing like Gal Gadot legs shoot out. But when you're up against those books, boom, thigh. Like
Here, I'm just gonna examine the dress right now.
Because it's
take one for the team, LaToya.
Thank you. It's gorgeous,
Oh
and I want to know how that skirt part was constructed to have that effect because it was very impactful.
Where is the slit?
See what I'm saying? Kind of hidden. Neil's favorite moment. He actually let out an audible ugh when it happened was when her little shoe falls off.
Yeah, it's the shoe.
He lost his mind for a second. He went, oh.
Yeah, it's like. It just sort of, because you'd think like the shoe falls off. No, it's like it rises, her foot rises out of the shoe and then it just goes.
But yeah, it looks like there's part of the dress might be like the front part of the skirt might be in front of something that's open, but it hides it when she's walking.
Yeah, it looks like it's hidden, but I think it is there. Yeah,
slit.
Yeah, I like that little detail very, very much. I mean, it's a gorgeous costume to begin with, but that little like specific detail is so important, I think, and like part of that scene and part of that character. And so, yay, costume designer and Keira Knightley.
It's one of the things I love about that one too is in any other movie, maybe even in this movie if it was somebody else, I'd be like, oh, is the dress green because Bryony is jealous? Is the dress green? Is it green? But it just looks like Keira Knightley looks beautiful in that dress and looks beautiful in green.
Yeah.
So like it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence that the dress is green.
Joe Wright loves green.
Yeah. And a fog. He loves a fog.
He does love a fog.
A pea souper, as they say in all of my old-timey mysteries I read. A pea souper. It's a pea souper.
Gosh, this movie is beautiful. I'm just like flipping through screenshots of this thing.
It's so good. It's just like...
It's so sad.
It's incredibly sad. And she's good through the whole thing, but she and James McAvoy in that scene where they meet up in the cafe. Holy crap! It just kicks you right in the stomach. Just they're all so good. Very very good.
Good grief.
Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse, go to hell. She's like 4 years old in that movie. That's an exaggeration, but she was like 13. She's a teeny tiny child.
Very small child.
And she's incredibly good. And I
She's very
think
good.
all three of the people who play Bryony are great. Obviously, like, the movie wouldn't work if they weren't. But she just annihilates it. Like, absolutely deserved that Oscar. I think, Julie, when we were talking about it, you said it's her piano.
Yeah,
And
it's her piano.
It's just, like, she's really, really good.
How
And
old
you
was Anna
can-
Paquin when she won that Oscar? She was really little baby. She was like 8, right? 8 or 9.
I don't remember how young she was. I
think,
just
8 or
remember her
9.
beret.
Yeah,
Do you
I think
remember
she
that
was-
beret? Her Oscar beret?
Yes, I do. She was a tiny baby, so she was even younger.
11.
Okay, but similar, because I think here Saoirse seems like she's like 12 or 13, right?
God, she's good. She does such a good job of, like, making it clear this intense cocktail of things that are feeding into this moment.
That kid is fucked up. Let's return to the beginning of where we all started here and say, what happened to that kid?
Therapy! All right, the last question that I want to present to all of you is, if you were going to pick any book, play, whatever, that's a period piece that you could put Keira Knightley in and then the movie makes $5 bazillion, what would it be? There, you have a wealth of options, and she works in basically every decade. So where would you go? Pick one. Cast Keira. And the first person whose Keira Knightley project gets made wins $100.
Don't put that on the... LaToya perked up.
Oh no, I'm saying this is really happening. You are not allowed to cheat. No insider information.
Okay.
Fancy Hollywood LaToya. No one's if you're amazing secret job. God damn it, Julie, can you make a
Yes,
note?
of course I will.
Thank you, LaToya. No insider information. Go ahead. Who wants to go first? Cast Keira for $100 if the project ever gets made, and yours is first.
God, I suck at period stuff, so let me go first because I'm going to be wrong. Because I'm going to call it a sci-fi flick that she's going to do. And it's going to be, I think she's going to do Seven Eves. Which is a movie that's a book that Tom, your partner, finally made me read after a year of trying. And it's been set on the International Space Station. And I think she'd be really good in any number of roles for women in that film.
Great. Seven Eves. Julie, what about you?
Man, I don't know. The period books that I've been reading recently, I've been reading a lot of Edith Wharton because I was shooting off of Jane Austen, and it's all just so fucking depressing. And I want something a little bit happier for our Keira, maybe. Maybe she deserves some sort of happiness. So, like, what's a period piece where the woman wins other than the Duchess, which we already talked about?
God, I don't know.
Maybe if she played like she can't. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to tap out on this one. I don't think I have anything.
What about you, LaToya? You got anything?
Oh, I was going to do a fun one, and then you brought up the money, and I'm like, I want to win. So the fun one I wanted to do...
Well, so far you basically have zero competition because Janine didn't name a period piece. He named a sci-fi piece.
Because I know I
Julie
suck at that.
passed. So it's really just between me and you.
All right.
And I'm going to pick something absurd.
Well, the fun one is American Psycho, but she plays Patrick Bateman.
Nice.
Oh my God. Make it happen.
I would see that movie. I would.
And then I was thinking King Lear, where she plays Goneril or Regan.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are good.
That's the more serious one.
Yeah.
I'm going to say... Clue.
That is a period piece. Who does she play in Clue? But first, let me voice my displeasure that this movie is being remade, and then go on.
It's not being remade. It's a new Clue.
New Clue.
New screenplay. It's a new game of Clue. Same characters.
Like Jumanji.
Yes. It's a new game of Jumanji.
Barf. Well, what character? what character would you have her play?
All of them.
Oh, I'd watch that movie.
All of them. Keira Knightley plays every character in Clue.
That's
I'd
pretty
watch
funny.
You know who
Yeah.
did it? Keira Knightley.
Reveal she's like in a mental hospital because she thinks she's playing a one-person game of Clue.
Yes.
It's Clue meets Unsane. It's a matchup.
I was gonna say Clue meets Shutter Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Directed by David Cronenberg. Okay, now I need a real one. What am I? I'm looking at my bookshelf. And that's why my sound is shitty for right now. You know what? Live action Anastasia. Anastasia.
Is she still Anastasia appropriate age?
She's not. You're right. Dubliners? No.
You're just looking around for
Just trying to find a book.
I am.
What is a book?
What is a book? What about a Dolly Parton biopic?
I'd watch it.
I would like to see how that works.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I would watch it. I'm not going
curious.
to lie about that.
Yeah, me too. I would also watch it.
She does not do a Dolly impression. She is still using her accent.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do get really weird. No. What about Celine Dion? No.
I don't think your clue is too far. I think that's
Now
a
you're
great
just
guess.
naming people.
Yeah.
I think
I
your
want to
clue.
do a period remake of Speed set in the 90s. Keira Knightley again plays everyone.
No, Keira Knightley plays the Keanu Reeves part, and Sandra Bullock comes back to drive the bus because I want to see that. I want to see them maybe
No.
make out.
Yes.
Matthew McFadden.
Yeah.
McFadden.
What?
Tom Wamsgans
What is going on?
Tom Wamsgans.
plays Sandra Bullock. He's just driving the bus.
And his day job is a remote worker from the net.
Yes, and he orders pizza and plays Mozart's Ghost. All right, that's some net humor. Do we have any other thoughts about Keira Knightley, period drama queen?
She's just so good.
She's very good.
She's.
Do we have any thoughts about why it is that people hate her, other than that she's a woman?
They're just, I guess they're just upset that she keeps doing a period piece, but you know what? It's good.
I
She's
think
good
people
at it.
She's very good at what she does. She's a beautiful human being, and physically, but also just she's also like stands up for herself in a really great way when challenged on these things. I think people just like to hate on people who are, comfortable in themselves and confident.
I think it's a
And
cyclical
fucking
thing.
talented.
I think it's a
Yeah.
100% marketing cyclical thing where there's the next young thing, and then they have to tear her down so that the next young thing can come up. And it just it's been happening ever since movies have been made, and probably in another way before movies and shit. It's just marketing. That's
Well,
how I feel about it. But I think
hope that
she's
she continues
she's above
to
it.
be
Yeah.
booked, busy, and unbothered.
Yes.
that is,
Fuck yeah.
that is my wish for Keira.
Yeah.
I think that is going to do it for us. We will do our ND credit-y stuff in a minute here, but LaToya, is there anything that you want to plug, such as your book, which it's an oral medium, but her book is behind her. If you hear a thing you should buy, what you hear is LaToya's book. LaToya, tell us the things about you.
Okay, well, my book is an encyclopedia of women's wrestling, so you can buy that wherever books are sold, if you want to. If you don't want to, I mean, I'm not forcing you to, but don't tell me you don't want to buy it.
We are.
And
We
you
are.
just-
We're arm barring you into that store right now.
And you can follow me on Twitter at LaFergs, LaFergs, and you'll know what was up with me from there. I tweet my things. I tweet a lot about my attempts to walk, so I'm a sad girl. It's just, a lot of it's just sad tweets about I walked a little bit from my bathroom to my bedroom. That's all it is now. So I'm recovering from ankle surgery. So.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Yeah. LaToya broke her
gosh.
ankle in 946 places.
Oh my
I'm
God.
exaggerating.
It just
was two
exploded.
places.
Okay.
I was just like, is this a 99
That's-
bottles of beer on the wall song? Oh man, that sucks.
2 places, right?
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. That sucks so bad to be laid up like that. Best wishes for your recovery, man. It sucks.
Thank you.
in this the year of our Lord 2021, when everything is already garbage, LaToya has also been recovering from surgery. So buy her book.
Yes.
It's great. It's very cool to look at. Like, it's visually really engrossing. The writing is great. LaToya is a great writer and a funny writer. Also, if you want just like a fun experience for you as a person, can I recommend one of my favorite television reviews of all time? It's a review of an episode of Riverdale.
Time.
I love it so much. It's a review of an episode of Riverdale. Do you remember which episode, LaToya? Of course you do.
I don't remember the name. It's the Riley Keough episode.
It's the Riley Keough episode of Riverdale, in which LaToya basically quits writing about Riverdale mid-review. It's that episode broke her. It's a very entertaining piece of writing, but all of LaToya's recaps are great. You're recapping Rick and Morty right now, right?
Yeah, Variety. Yeah.
For Variety, because LaToya is fancy. She's got fancy bylines. Okay, follow her on Twitter, buy her book, and we're gonna let her go hang out with her mom and walk to the bathroom. And wait, where are the dogs? We don't get to say hi to the dogs.
They're at my mom's, so.
Viva Keira! Which I'm
it.
sure we'll be talking about a lot next week when we wrap up Keirafest by talking about our superlatives. If you were wondering why we haven't done scales, that's why. We're going to talk about the hand flex moments, which obviously the hand flex moments are the hand flex, but then other things too. We're going to talk about costumes and buttholes and all of the things that we usually talk about. So that is going to be fun. Also, if you are in New York City on October, what day is it?
10th, I believe. 9th or 10th. It's that Saturday. Saturday, October the 9th, 2021.
At 8, I think it's 8:15 p.m. We are going to be at New York Comic Con doing a panel for Podlander Drunkcast and Outlander Podcast, in which we revisit one of our very favorite, most daunting formats, which is going to give us an opportunity to fail really publicly, which is live fanfic.
We are really good at failing, and it's better when it's public.
I agree. So we're going to be doing live fanfic at New York Comic Con. I know that badges are already sold out, but if you're planning on coming, just know we'll be there. Come say hi, hang out, whatever. If you're not, and now you want to come because we're incredible, why wouldn't you? New York Comic Con is doing a thing where you can sign up to purchase the pass of someone who decides to not go, which I think there's a higher likelihood of that this year. So if you are interested in attending, they are requiring proof of vaccination, or if you're under 12, a negative COVID test. So except for the possibility of buttholes, it should be a relatively safe environment. We all feel safe going, which is why we're going. So come, wear a mask, wash your hands, and listen to us. Listen to me use a terrible French accent while we attempt to top the peak of that episode, which was definitely when I said James and Julie said Malcolm and Janine said
Reynolds.
And for those of you who only listen because of Jane Austen, I need you to know the male lead in Outlander, his full name, which gets dropped all the fucking time, is James Alexander Malcolm Mackenzie Fraser. And we were doing one word at a time, and I said James.
I skipped Alexander, but I knew Malcolm was in there.
Malcolm. So close, right?
Yeah.
And then just like 6 delicious seconds of silence. And then Janine said, Reynolds.
I think he also said it as a question.
Reynolds?
Because it was... I blanked out just long enough to think about Firefly. That's what happened. So
yeah, it happens. So my point is, please,
God,
come join us at New York Comic Con. We're really excited and also nervous, and I'm just like, eventually I'm just going to end up doing all the terrible accents, and probably will sing at some point. And
yeah, you're definitely going to do something in a Scottish accent.
And then we'll do audience participation and all of that fun, but it's not mandatory, please. It's not mandatory. It's not that kind of situation. But if you want to get involved, we're really excited about this and hope that you can come. You'll be able to find out more information about that, as well as the rest of the shows, future episodes, all that stuff, on Twitter at PodlanderCast and at SickBurnJane, on Instagram at PodlanderCast and SickBurnJane, on Patreon at patreon.com/ Facebook at facebook.com/PodlanderCast. patreon.com/podlanderdrunkcast, where you can support the show, make it possible for us to travel as we are now, and also to produce it and to do all the things that go into making a podcast, which I know it doesn't sound like it, but it's expensive. We want to thank all of our patrons, but especially the following lovely folks. Hold up. Zip, zap, zap, zip, zap, zap, zip, zap. Playing zip, zap, zap by myself. Just Bree, Mallory Smith, Catspaw156, Maddie Perkins, Snazzy Lisa Brienne, Julia Gulia, Kathleen Martini, Lauren Tennant, Kelsey Kemp, Madison Johnson, Emily Day, Betsy English, Caitlin Reddick, Ashley Teaguson, Kristen Freckled Fury, Laura Colm, Amelia Bazell, Liz N. Tinkerbell, Stella Welch, Tori Halligan, Chrissy Shively, Claire Feeney, Rochelle Lefevre, Heather Robbins, Jerry Hurdle, Emily Carlson, Amy Gustafson, Rachel Townsend, Steph Peterson, Kelly Mazzella, Chantel Salters, Mary the Falling Statue. It's still so good every time. Mary the Falling Statue, Tara Lucchino, Viv Pickles, aka Laura Mary of the Grapefruit, Jenna Bukowski, Ann Gibson, Ruth McCormick, Kara Marlowe, Trish McCrary, Julie DeToit. I still don't know. Sorry, Julie. Please send me a message. Julie DeToit. Julie DeToit. Jen Lander, Drunklin, Kelly Bodden, Amanda Newton, and Kiki
The Wise.
Thank you so much for your support of the show. We will be back next week to wrap up Keirafest. And also, there's going to be a Drunkcast episode. I don't know what order that's coming out in, but there's also going to be a Drunkcast episode. So, yeah, bye!
Bye.
Bye.